inside the cave in which we stew. Ha! Yeah, just figured that one out, Kiwi. Oh, my Lanta. Better put this one in just in case. Now I can block you out in case you start yelling at me. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, how you doing, Digital Diary Mine? Uh, what is going on? Why are we here in YouTube? Oh, YouTube land. Why are we visiting YouTube land? Forrest Feen Oh, stuff. What's going on here? Go to the library. We check out what's going on. Kiwi, you know, if you move over just a little bit more, you look like you got dragon wings. Just thought I'd let you know that, girl. Just thought I'd let you know that. So, welcome to Miner's Madness, myself and Kiwi, who's right there. We don't sponsor anything or any drinks or anybody or anything like that, but there's Kiwi, and I'm thirsty. Welcome to Miner's Madness, the train depot. That is the thrill of the chase marketplace. But inside this train ride today, we're going to take ourselves a very strange detour. Oh, Kiwi, we going off track today. We're going to throw some heavy-duty off-roading railroad stuff. And then, what does Kiwi want? You got food right there. Sorry about that, myself. So as you can see, this here train station, that is Miner's Madness. This is where me and Kiwi come and hang out, and this is where we train. This is my... As you can look around, there's things that I have been out and done and searched and found, etc. and whatnot. Throughout my days in life, as we call it. I don't even know how to... Kiwi, do you know what we're doing? No clue what we're doing. But there's a few things that I wanted to do, but I didn't do, but I don't know how I'll do it, but I won't do it. So figure that one out later. People are like, what's going on? We're getting lost. We're getting turned around. Well, there's no pamphlet, so sorry about that. Hopefully you have a drink, some food, snack or two. But if you've noticed the title, it'll be an interesting ride. And I think I can help some and maybe like get somebody else on the same page as me and Kiwi, because at least I got Kiwi on the same page of my thinking of what's in the title. Again, I still don't even know what I'm doing right now. Your videos. Oh, that's what I was doing. Apparently, I'm live. Did I go live? No, I'm not even on here as being live. Okay, that's alright. I'm just recording myself on a YouTube video. That's not even there. That's fine. I can't see chat. So sorry if I can't see you in chat. Don't think I'm ignoring you on this train ride, but oh, I said you're currently live streaming or something like that. Oh, I wonder if I could put that in there here now. You know, I'd have to pick up my phone and put that and do that, but that's okay. Oh, I killed two birds with one stone. Forrest Feen and Imagination with Miner's Madness and a perspective on string theory and multiversing. So I'll get to that here in a minute, but I mean, it all depends on who likes to hang out and listen to a man trying to train his bird to use sign language. I figured so. I mean, there's a way to spell kiwi, which is Kiwi in sign language. But for me and her, I've shortened it down to Kiwi because this is me and this is Kiwi. And for some reason, ever since I've met Kiwi, she's kind of like put her wings around me, so I'm Kiwi. Just in case anybody want to know, and then of course some of the basic things is like when she starts to squawk. I was in the process of doing two things. So again, welcome to Miners Madness. Train is always in motion. Hopefully you got what you got. If not, well, I hope you got plenty of time to go get it because the train's just still rolling. You know what I mean? Um, Sign language. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to find a video so I can pin it to the thing because I was over at my neighbor's today and I was talking to him and kind of checking up on him. I called his phone and all of a sudden his phone's saying there's no service. It's like, I know he's having a little hard time getting around and stuff, and he's old, and I better go over there and knock on his door and see if he's okay. So after like 5 minutes of standing at the door, he opens up the door and everything turns out to be okay except for the normal aches and pains that which old age brings upon us. Which, again, this will tie in the story. The story alone will tie into what's in the title here of this self-explanatory show to myself. It's like I'm reteaching myself a few things: string theory and multiverse. And I was just watching a couple YouTube videos on such things, and one of them is this. We're gonna share. Copy link. Copy link. Oh, we're gonna go back to this. I'm gonna post this link in here because this. One of the things on this train I'll mention is along the way through my other rides is my wife likes to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, and therefore I try to learn about the things in which I'm talking about. Oh, I didn't want to do that. And we want to pin that. Pin message. So there is a video with so and so talking, some kind of scientist talking about string theory. And hey, Amy, thank you for stopping by. I hope you got yourself a drink. This is going to be a crazy train ride. So this train ride in Miners Madness is going to be short. It's engine caboose and full access to the upstairs. I did an upgrade on this train of digression that's going on today. Is there's full bar up there. There's loungewear up there on the roof of the train. I mean, there's all kinds of goodies up there. There's even like a little cover port up there to help protect from the rocks and stuff. It's awesome up there on top of the train. So, there's not much to listen to except for that through Forrest Feen and reading Forrest Feen's book, and then hearing even him. What happened? Oh, what's happening? Oh, something's making a phone call. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. That was weird. For some reason, my phone started dialing direct TV. And it was weird. It started freaking me out. I'm like, wait a minute. Am I being hacked by China or something? What's going on here? You guys probably didn't even hear it, but I mean, in my ears, I'm like, why is it counting down? My earbuds are about to explode in my head. This train ride's going way off track now, if that's the case. But I mean, There was another video that I watched earlier before the one that's posted about string theory, and it was about the multiverse. Or no, it was about atoms. It was about learning about atoms and stuff, etc. And so, I mean, that's the fun, interesting thing about the Chase Marketplace is you can go in there and go down your aisles, pick and choose what you'd like to observe and get a bite of or sip some of that crazy Kool-Aid or whatever else is out there. You know what I mean? And this is just one of those not aisles in the Chase Marketplace, but rather the train that circles around them all in a sense. Um, it's been an interesting couple weeks, but that's neither here nor there. But that alone brings in the multiverse or string theory in a sense. So Forrest Feen had referenced, if I'm, of course I'm mistaken, because the book's sitting right here in front of me. You know what I mean? Because I'm going over the book, doing a review, or not a review, but a re-review of all of the things that I had highlighted when I was going over the thrill of the chase that I was working with me in a sense. But one of the quotes in there is either from Albert Einstein or somebody else, or from Forrest Feen or somebody else. But there's a quote of some perspective of, damn it, I had the quote and it's sitting right there on the tip of my tongue. Oh, it was something about knowledge is important, but not as much as imagination, or like imagination is more important than knowledge, which is important in a sense, and it's very understandable. I mean, to have knowledge about something is one thing, but your imagination to uh, take that knowledge and make it grow further into something else or evolve it, develop it, change it, manipulate it, however you want to do, then I think that's more important because um, the outreach in which you've taken that knowledge, you've changed it to make it hopefully better, not for worse, and then using it and sharing it in a sense so that um, because of your imagination in doing so, you can make an idea or a perspective come to life and come to light in fruition uh, if you're willing to try or whatnot. And so yeah, I mean that's like the Forrest Fenn connection. There is just the imagination that Forrest Fenn has taught, and so along with um, learning a lot of things because of my wife. Um, and it's not a negative thing; it's just a positive thing. It pushes me to be more knowledgeable, in a sense. But so string theory and multiverse. I mean, are those things that people believe in? Is that something that they think of, or do they only know or believe? And so, in a sense, I say no, knowledge, or information taught or not taught. You know what I mean? If you're taught that, you know, that red, uh, green, and blue are your primary colors, then you'll always know that red, blue, and green are your primary colors, right? If that's what you're taught. And so to take that knowledge and ask, well, why is this, but what's this color? And then, well, what are the different colors? And then all of a sudden, maybe this isn't the right color or there's something that's deeper that, green is actually not really green, but a mixture of both yellow and blue. That all of a sudden yellow and blue start to become your primary colors. It's reverse engineering, so to speak. So how could one sit there and try to, in a sense, share their perspective on how they believe that multiverse or string theory is a not just a theory, but a proven thing that you could actually prove? And it makes me wonder: do people think of string theory or multiversing at all? Is it something that's crossed their mind? Is it something? And that's why this is miner's madness. This whole train ride, this whole Forrest Feen thing. I've been mining, or I haven't been mining. Well, I've been I've learned to become a professional rock herder, and occasionally find a fleck or two of gold for over, I think, like 15 years now. 10 to 15 years, we'll say. Um, but the Forrest Feen being thrown into this mix a little bit, it added imagination in how to um, really use your imagination beyond the knowledge that I knew. You know what I mean? Um, and so that right there, so that very thing right there, multiversing, has happened. Forrest Feen, and here we go. We're jumping right into this, right? This is Miner's Madness, crazy stuff. This is what Oh, Kiwi, get. There you go. There you go. Where'd you go? Oh, that's right. Our phone started dialing. I bet you sat there, Kiwi, tried to touch numbers and whatnot. And it's like, okay, we really crazy stuff here. So I mean, you're talking multiverse, you're talking string theory. Now we're talking also about, um, yeah, you look good with those wings, Kiwi. Doesn't Kiwi look good with her dragon wings on? Oh, you're talking about, in a sense, along with multiversing and string theory, you can add in. Um, what'd you say, girl? And then what? What doing? The what doing is a thing. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'd rather you say and then is better with a little snap snap. Nonetheless, let me get back to my storytelling to myself. My diary awaits me. Yeah, I love you too. You say I love you? Yeah. So she's we're working really good. I've kind of learned to take the sign language, and it's been helpful because there's a visual. See, this is digression. This is what it's about. You know what I mean? I mean, this is multiversing. Her, me, that's two universes. Forrest Feen, me, that's two universes. I happen to have uh, at least one myself inside this crazy train. 5, 6 or so, maybe more, maybe less. It all depends. That's different multiversing, and it's proven. And I'll prove it to you. And I guarantee you, it comes down to just simple words how to prove it. And it's not just a theory; it's something that is relative, I think it's important in a sense, in a way that if you think like in like Buddha, I want to say like Buddhism, old Taoism, religions, Christianities, maybe some Hinduisms. Um, I mean, any kind of religions. I mean, those are just like off the Catholics. I mean, any kind of religion um, that there's this reality in a sense, but there's another reality that all those religions uh, allude to. there's the here and now, and then there's the afterlife, and we're going to promise you this or give you this or all these other things. These things are going to happen, right? I mean, people would have to agree. I mean, yes, no. If not, that's okay. That's, just my brain thought. But in a spiritual way, it's taking out. I think the one thing that has uh, been a problem with creation, in a sense, that would be man. And that's just my thought. But everything was on its own path, and everything will continue its path. But then man comes inside, and it's like there's a whole bunch of, and this is multiversing, there's a whole bunch of different people now on this planet who perceive this planet in one sense, but they're also in their mind perceiving this planet in a different sense of perceiving how people are, the way people act, the way people do things, etc. That there's a plethora of multiverses that are going on because the external world in which uh, each individual experiences it creates a universe within our mind. Now, whether that universe is a physical universe on the outside of our body is one thing, but it doesn't negate that in a energy sense, that universe is still there created internally inside your mind. That thought, that single synapsism of energy that is forever out there, whether it's still fired or not, it's still out there, is a universe. Our individuals are universe. So the different synapsisms is more of your string theory, which comes along with, I guess you could say the string theory comes along with relationships and stuff, and our actions and the things we say, right, Kiwi? Yeah, you're an eagle. You got whistle say you're an eagle just because you showed them wings? No? You an eagle? Yeah, whatever. Tuck your foot back up. I don't know if you can see, but she's got her foot right there. It's tucked up. She tucks it up underneath. It's cute. Stands on one foot. Relaxes. You know what I mean? It's nice when she's not so chirpy. But that's okay. Where was I? Lost on thought. Oh, memories. So the Forrest Feen throw the chase. On a bigger perspective, there's the big picture, and then there's the little picture. And the thrill of the chase, the little picture was, actually, it was quite a big picture. Actually, it was quite a big picture on a book, but it's just a small picture of the bigger picture, which is the lifespan of Forrest Feen. Ooh, look at that! I like that page. Why? Because it has locations on it that I can put on a map with a pen, or at least for now, sticky notes. So yeah, I was been working on that ish, but not really. But yes, but no. But so in the thrill of the chase, looking at his complete lifeline, you know that those memories that Forrest Feen has shared with us, or at least me, is part of that string theory. So not only was his universe in which he perceived the outside world and then internalized it and perceived and created another world inside his mind, because when he's not at Yellowstone, or he's not in New Mexico, or in Temple, Texas, or in Vietnam, in those physical places, right? This one reality, this one world, in his mind exists undoubtedly another world. And I mean, you could argue with me, but I would have to say that you could agree that every time you dream of a place, you have created another place. Now, how can we say that these things are real? And one of them is by our senses and our experiences alone are our basics, fundamental life things in which we perceive the external and internal world, i.e., your senses, your taste, your touch, us, your hearing is one of those key ones. Your sight is one of your biggest um, perceptions of this world that you take in. To me, I think it's like 80, 90% of your. I mean, every time you look and think about this, take a moment, just breathe with me. And this will make sense. I mean, just breathe with me. Close your eyes, just breathe. And you're probably like, all right, this guy's really getting dumb. It's okay. But seriously, if you're at work or whatever, this will take like 2 seconds. Close your eyes, just breathe in, out. Do it like 3 times. But what do you hear? Don't try to imagine what you're hearing, but what do you hear? Right now, I got 2 fans, dog. But now you open up your, and those are things you know. Now open up your eyes and look around. Oh my God, your world has totally changed from darkness with sound to now you have to perceive. I mean, I got a map and palm. I got whiteboards with writing on them. I got maps up here. I got a shelf full of bottles over here. Another shelf full of bottles and hoofs. Uh, Other stuff. I mean, a shelf over there with and you know what I mean. And here's another thing: is I understand what those things are because I was taught what those things are. And this is an interesting thing that I've learned to take in account and perspective when I'm teaching Kiwis. Kiwi don't know what any of this stuff is. She don't know what any of this stuff is. She don't know what a guitar is. She don't know well, she knows what rusty metal is because she's not allowed to have it. Damn near almost killed her with that one. You know what I mean? She don't know what a map is. She don't know what a book is. She don't know what a bell is. She knows the sound of a bell. You know what I mean? And in retrospect, you have to think about this and apply this in a sense with the thrill of the chase. I can sit there and I can listen to a poem that Forrest Feen had wrote. But if I open up my eyes and I read the stories from which that poem was derived, I think it there's a whole bunch that there's a lot to take in. You know what I mean? And that's a lot. And it's how do you narrow it down to figure out where did a man hide a treasure chest, or at least get close enough to it, right? Because that's one of the questions out there now is, I mean, if it's supposedly where it was found, and now there's other information that might collaborate that location, etc. I mean, it's not necessarily whether you were right or wrong on whether the chest was where it was or not. You can at least have some kind of self gratification, I could hope, that you were, so close to within where it was found or supposedly found or retrieved from. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what Beyond the Thrill of the Chase and this train ride and Miner's Madness is those other stories, etc., that are beyond that. Because just because you weren't able to get that food or drink here, there's still other things that's out there. You know what I mean? Beyond that. Oh, so yeah, so the whole perspective of multiversing is that every individual. So it. Okay, I open up my eyes. I know I'm on planet Earth, right? Then you got our universe. That's one universe. But mentally, inside my mind, it's reconstructed. That there is another verse. So that's uh, Dulce verse, right? Dulce verse? I don't know. But when you start, every time somebody perceives this world in their mind, that's a multiple verse being created. Now, it may have the same dimension and same singular universe that we live in now, in a sense, but that's where, um, like for instance, people coming in and out, people saying hi, etc. Um, oh yeah, don't think I'm ignoring people in chat, but feel free to talk along yourselves and add inputs and stuff like that. I mean, this isn't necessarily a one-way conversation, though. I mean, it kind of is, but it isn't. You know what I mean? And if it's something in particular you'd like me to see or read, just highlight it, and I'll try to scan and catch it. But it's just my perspective of my imagination that I've learned to use from listening to Forrest Fan, listening to my wife tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. And so you watch all these history channels, geography channels, National Geographics, science channels, all these bunch of movies, etc. And it's you start to build another universe, another perspective of life. And the internet is definitely a very useful and resourceful tool if used in the best way possible, I guess. Because with every positive, there's negative, so you have to learn to sift out, what you feel. And so, in your senses, your emotions is I consider your sixth sense. That gut feeling, your intuition, your emotions, how your body is reacting and telling you. It's just all part of that sixth sense. I call it. And how we perceive this world that we create in our mind, sister. And when you dream, you're expressing it out through your body, etc. So I mean, that's multiversing. Now, the string theory, part of the string theory is how, I guess, by every decision that's made, that universe is again threaded out. It's a multiple verse, so there's multiple avenues in which things can happen. Now, what's interesting is, so there's the individual, which we perceive, I guess, ourselves in a sense. For me, that singular energy source that's in my brain, my pineal gland, that singular atom that vibrates and rings out into this great uh, energy field that is around us. Like, that's a good word, energy field. Um, Through learning different religions and the way musics were used and written and sacred geometries, etc., and uh, ancient writings and histories, etc. I mean, there's common things that I've noticed, common denominators, kind of like the thrill of the chase. I mean, yes, Forrest Fenn wrote a book to get people out there to go look for a treasure hunt, but it wasn't, I don't think, necessarily to look for a treasure that was out there. It was, I think, to share more information, a trove of knowledge, a trove of information in his stories that would ask, at least made me ask, well, what did he learn? Well, how can I apply that thought to myself? Take the positive things that he was trying to teach and apply it to myself. And one of the concepts I was noticing is, like, 2 or 3 chapters, like almost in a row, was a concept in which I think he wrote his storyline, which is, I mean, almost brilliant. I mean, that's why I've tailored mine way different, but smoother and easier, I think. I hope. But, I mean, he used seasons, you know. He'd open up a paragraph with, like, this spring or that summer or this fall, etc. Um, Years and some traumas, definitely. But I noticed that throughout the different stories he shared, there's been a common theme about time and death, and it's not something to be afraid or shun or anything. I mean, it's just a process of life. I mean, we're born into this world and we're gonna leave this world. It's just inevitable. It's gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna suck when that happens with her, but then I'm gonna sit there and take her body, and then I'm gonna glue them wings to her so that she's got dragon wings and she'll be a dragon forever. She'll be my little green dragon. You know what I mean? Or at least I'll make it so that it clips to her. So then I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm gonna make it so she has a retractable wing, so that she's stuffed with a retractable wing, so that I can always display her with her wing out. Because it's that string theory of her existence in my mind that continues beyond her death. Just like, well, my Lanta, where people are talking about Forrest Fenn, right? That's Forrest Fenn's string theory. The theory that he's existing beyond his death. That uh, death for him, he felt he was able to, I guess, in a sense, get his um, continuation, his eternity, in a sense, I guess, fulfilled in a positive way, I guess. Um, but it was a process that I think he worked out. He seen how it was going to go, and he tried to make it work. And I think that's part of like page 15, where not just in the treasure hunt, but in his life, he was applying um, that thought of playing out the string theories, playing out these relationships with people that either he's met or hasn't met. And one of the things about this whole chase is that it's an eye opener to see the different. And I mean, it's bad enough around your own neighborhood, right? Where I mean, hopefully it's not, or it's bad enough in your own city. Hopefully it's not. The point about that is, there's with every good, there's got to be bad. You know, it's just that's how it is. It's finding the balance, hopefully, to reduce or eliminate the bad so that it's more positive than the negative in any situation, people, etc. But I have no idea where I was going with that one. But Forrest Fenn has left a positive impact in the sense that his string theory, the theory of him continuing in this universe, is true. Because I'm talking about him. I'm thinking about him. Some people even get to the point of imagining him sitting next to them conversing. It's not to say it's not real in this universe, but in people's minds, that universe is made. I mean, the more power if you had a personal interaction with Force, because it adds more to that, uh, the sense connection to a person when you're multiversing with other people in string theory in your brain. So I could be wrong, but I think that's the way how you would prove multiverse and string theory, is by applying the perception of somebody else, past, present, or in the future, and not just in myself, but I mean this other people. I mean that's multiverse string theory right there. Anybody who's talking about somebody or an object. I mean, couches, they have a string theory. I think they have like a thousand thread count. You know what I mean? String theory. I don't know. That was a bad joke. Come on. Kiwi's gonna have a string theory. No, she's not. But yeah. But so I mean, so this is where it gets even interesting. Is I mean, if you agree, and I mean, I wonder how many people would agree. Would that make sense that creating the perception of somebody else or something else inside your own mind and knowing, possibly knowing, or more than likely when other people mention that they're talking about other people, would you consider what I have just described, this lengthy 40 minutes description, would you consider that a proof of string theory and multiversing? And I mean, it's using humans to prove that. You know what I mean? Because you can't tell what an animal's thinking unless another animal tells you what they're thinking, but they can't tell you what you're thinking. Now this girl, I'm trying to get her to tell me what she's thinking. What do you want? What does Kiwi want? If you hungry, you gotta come down here and get it. You hear the bells? For whom the bells tell? Anyway, I'm talking, Kiwi. Quiet, please. But I mean, if you agree with that, then you can almost agree then, if you're using your imagination, for this next part, which I might end up kind of short if she keeps acting up, but who knows, is time travel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, time travel. Is that a thing? Is that possible? Daydreaming? Daydreaming, you know? Um, or dreaming are forms, I think, of time travel. Just in my mind, it's just a quick train of thought, you know what I mean? Because if you can if you're in a problem in a situation, you take the time out, you dream about it, you daydream about it. I mean, even if you seek other help from other people, you're traveling in a sense beyond the problem at hand to seek out how to solve the problem at hand, and then you can come back to that problem uh, and create that past problem in a present situation, knowing what the future outcome will be now. And there you go. Well, past, present, and future solved up by daydreaming and whatnots. Or dreaming, you know. I don't know. These are just crazy things I think about. But anyhow, I think it's getting time to get something to eat for lunch. Had a late breakfast. Now it's time for a late lunch. So, missed like 30 minutes. No, you didn't miss anything. There was nothing to miss. Like I said, it was just, going over Forrest Feen, thrill the chase in a sense of him using the keyword of imagination and how I think that using imagination, I shared a perspective of what I thought string theory and multiversing could be. And that is, everybody human who shares their perception of the world that they've experienced, they're sharing their multiverse, the universe in their mind, with everybody else. So everybody is a multiverse. Um, and the string theory was memories uh, or just your mind and using the perception of using um, diversity. Well, there's all kinds of diverse universes, but just universes. And then string theory about how just you know the influence of a person or a unit or an object or something on somebody else, and when that thing is no longer there, that influence can still be there in my mind. So that string theory of their existence would still continue, into me because, I've experienced Kiwi and no Kiwi. I can hear her voice. Oh, see, like right now I can hear her voice even though I can't see her. You know what I mean? Well, you can't see her. But it's, uh, just, but yeah, it was just crazy stuff. I was just out here training Kiwi, and I was watching some YouTube videos, and one of them was Adams, which uh, all of the creation Everything has magnetism, electromagnetism, electricity, energy, and there's a total sum of it all. And even though we are made up of a bunch of atoms to facilitate such a fine machinery that is humans and animals, etc., I mean, we are all still broken down to at least the basic of an atom, and that atom is a vibrational thing, sound frequency within the rest of all this other energy pool. So yeah, just some crazy high-brained ideas that I was just like, well, I think I'll share this to myself online because I thought it was interesting because it. Oh well, I guess in a sense it goes to show that um, I like to learn about things, and from learning all these different things, these are my hypotheses, right? Or my theory is there's the theory of string theory. Does it exist? Is it out there? How do you prove it? Well, my hypothesis or conclusion to that would be humans is the answer to prove that string theory and multiversing does exist. How? Well, break it down to the simplest form. Individuals or humans have senses, or six senses at the least, as I count them, but um, those senses experience the reality or this universe into a mental uh, universe inside a person's mind. Now, experiences is the key that connects the external to the internal and vice versa. So when we see blue outside and our mind says there's blue in there, that blue exists. It's an electrical impulse, synapses, and that creates a color blue or whatever inside your brain. It's there. So it's the same energy that's out here. Your mind and your pineal gland is what is facilitating, along with your central spinal fluid, to facilitate that information and those senses and sound waves and electrical waves and our bodies interpreting them. And it's just, these are just things that I've learned along the way that I just thought was interesting. So it's like, why not just share, my thoughts? And it's like, in a simplistic way, that solves it right there. And I don't understand if why hasn't they said so or something like that, or maybe my thoughts and ideas of it are totally way off guard and off track. But I mean, it sounds good to me. You know what I mean? Multiverse. That's different universes existing. Yes, there is a one universe that we all coexist in one, but yes, there is another universe not just inside my brain, but there's another universe inside Kiwi's brain, another universe inside the YouTubers, another universe in other family members, etc. So that there would be the answer to multiverse, yeah? String theory, well, maybe I need to look into the string theory a little bit more. Maybe my interpretation or perception of that word is different. I don't know. But I mean, the theory of so one person being in other people's minds, I mean, that would be a string theory to me. I mean, they strung out all different peoples. So it's like a musician in a concert. That right there would be a prime example of multiverse, and I think string theory too. But if not string theory, I definitely say multiverse. But the influence of one on multiple, I think, would be also. I think so. The string theory, I guess, is more so about sounds and vibrations, and that comes into the atoms in which our bodies are the atoms in everything is a vibrating the vibration of all the atoms that it takes to put this book together. This is what I see, touch, feel, and smell, and tastes like, oh, I hurt my tooth on that. Oh, I gotta go see a dentist. Anyway, but you know, my soda that has taste, touch, is different. All those atoms that it takes to make up a soda. I mean, these are different things that we can perceive, etc. But all those atoms are vibrating in a way that they become a substance in which we can, because atoms never, they don't touch because there's always a negative positive charge in between them, I guess. And so, which is strange. It's like if they never touch, then how does it really become one or commingled? But I guess it would be like that. You know what I mean? They never really touch, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, that was just what I was talking about, and it was all inspired because the wife from Forrest Feen, the use of imagination and thinking and applying different perspectives. Nikola Tesla sits there and says, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in sounds, light and vibration, or sound energy and vibration, or light energy and vibration, something like that. One of those three words. I think it's energy, light, and sound. Because vibration would be from sound. I think it's those three things. Which again applies to like the string theory, everything being on like a sound wave, which everything's on a wave. I mean, just because we don't think it is, it doesn't mean it's not. I mean, they call it light waves for all intents and purposes because it's a wave of light that we can see. We can see the color red, blue, etc. Yeah. But anyhow, that's all I had today for whatever. Oh, in case anybody's interested, there's a video. It's not on the top, but there's a video I made. If you look it up, Forrest Feen coin giveaway. There's I've added some copper Spanish pirate cob uh, coinage currency or whatever. There's one that's like a 1636 or something like that. That one's already won. There's two other ones that are like an early 1640s, but there's some other ones 1640s, 1650s. I think there's like a 1698 in there too, but as so the earliest copper cob dated coins or currencies are going out to the early winners of the comment picker drawing that I'm doing for the Forrest Feen coin giveaway. And so, I figured that would be something because, the more that it's shared, then hopefully, the older dates will go out first. You know what I mean? If you want the older one, you share that video, and hopefully people make comments because it counts on unique comments on it. And so, I'm probably at maybe some point in time I might try to look, but I'm just gonna put on there just the general years on there. I thought it'd be cool because it's part of Forrest Feen had a treasure out there and people were seeking it, and a lot of people didn't get any of it, and it's like so I had taken one of the coins that I had won. um, only won one coin, so I'm taking the one coin that I won from the auction house, and I'm giving it away as a random comment picker. And it's, oh, you see that? That's Kiwi. Kiwi enjoyed my book, and so yeah. But it's it's still to give a little bit of that hope, just a little bit of that hope out there that somebody who is at least interested in Thrill Chase could have a chance at still having a piece of that Forrest Feen history. But along that history, it's treasure hunting, and whatnot. And part of treasure hunting and everything I mean, you've had crusades, you've had empires destroying empires, countries over countries, and for gold and silver and jewels, and so it's like salt was just kind of like I don't know, given some of that history in a sense back, pirates and piratism and stuff, and so they used to make Spanish cobs or pirate cobs out of copper, and then they nip off sections of them, and some of these have the eight on it. I guess they were pieces of eight considered because of King Henry VIII, King Philip VIII, King something VIII. Some of the coins they have that the Roman numerals eight on them, but I tried to get at least a legible date uh, for all 14 um, random comet pickers. So each one of those random comet pickers will get a dated uh, Spanish pirate copper cob from the 1600s. So yeah, there's that that's out there. Um, and some other things, a lot of goodies in there too for everybody. Um, because you gotta spend a little money to make a little money, and that's quite okay. I don't have a lot to spend at all, but this for the different reasons, there's some things you just can't spend enough money on. So, with that being said, I oh say, with that being said, Kiwi, do we say or said? Huh? Kiwi, you even paying attention, bird? I mean, she's not even paying attention. Kiwi, Kiwi. Look, oh, I'm gonna blot you out like the Philadelphia caper. Uh, nope, it's not working out. There we go. There, now you're blocked out. It's amazing the perspective how things can change. Oh, so check this out for anybody that's still hanging out, even though I didn't say goodbye yet. Time travel, or well, time travel, or more so, not time travel, but teleportation. What we are doing right now is teleportating. Believe it or not, we're teleportating. Because think about it. I'm here where I'm at. But you have a device where you're at. And if you're watching me where you're at, that means an image of me is with you. That means I'm teleported from here next to you. I mean, how crazy is that? And they thought that it wasn't gonna happen. What's sad about this though is you start coming into they start going heavy into robotic manufacturing, especially robotic manufacturing that has the capability in, especially in some of the, even just the limbs that I've seen out there for amputees, prosthetic limbs. AI or artificial intelligence in the digital era is going to be an interesting. I'd almost want to say like a universal combatant in a sense. Um, One of the main goals of any civilization is survival. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, they didn't make Terminator movies for no reason. Think about that. The whole thing, Skynet thing, and then turning on us, and then, oh, how about the Matrix too? Next thing you know, they're going to be growing us all out of little test tubes, including you, Kiwi. They're going to have little baby Kiwis growing out of little test tubes. No, they wouldn't want your kind of Kiwi because you squawking. And don't pay no attention to the bird. Trying to teach her to say stuff like, and then, what you doing? What? Yeah, what? What? We're saying goodbye. That's what we're doing. Well, so the hard thing about doing is like, so there's doing, but when you turn your hand sideways, it's no. Or if you go like this, keep it closed and you go like this, that's yes. That's what I was trying to say earlier was about trying to teach her sign language is the sound and visual thing and senses is I've been trying to put my hand closer towards what I want her to say so that it makes sense that the image is the sound versus a sound and an image. That I'm connecting the two for her to reduce what I'm wanting her to say. You know what I mean? Instead of being over here, hey, look over here, Kiwi. I want you to say something compared to this. But she's trying to figure out where the sound's coming from. So I learned to move it over. So like when she's an eagle, she'll spread her wings out and she'll do an eagle. You an eagle? Kiwi, are you an eagle? Or you want to go inside? You want to go inside? All right. We'll say later, Gator. Say later, Gator. You say later, Gator, I'll take you inside. Huh? Nah. Anyway, you see she's getting all uppity. That means it's time to go wait. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the train ride. I hope it gives you some food for thought, even though it's probably some crazy food for thought. But think about it. I mean, it does kind of make sense. But that's just me talking and that's just me thinking. You know what I mean? But that's just my minder's madness. But I can thank Forrest Feen for that. If it wasn't for him helping me to use my imagination and then using the world around me, I wouldn't have thought of these kind of things if it wasn't for my wife sitting there telling me, hey, you need to know what you're talking about because you don't know what you're talking about. Well, then, I'm just going to watch a bunch of smart YouTubers who have their PhDs and doctrines and all these other things that they're trying to shorten their entire lifespan into 10 minutes of conversation. I'll buy into that and I'll listen. Because then I've just learned all of what they were learning and trying to teach, in a few minutes. Or did I? That's why I posted one of the videos. Check it out. It's on multiversing or string theory or both of them or one of them. But anyway, y'all keep calm, treasure on, and enjoy the rest of your day. Kiwi, say later, Gator. Later, Gator. You want Mama? Mama's not inside, telling you that right now. She totally wants Mama. She's always wanting Mama. She's a mama's girl. Kiwi, say something, right? Seriously, dude. I'm gonna get a water bottle. I'm gonna hold you down. Is that what you want? Look at her. She's all getting mad. She's like, oh, you better take me inside. Huh? Look, come here. Come here. Look, come here. She's like, nope, I don't want to come here. I want to go inside. Alright, with that being said, she's blowing the whistle, as you can tell. So, we'll see you all later, Gators. Keep calm, treasure on. And what's today? Today's Thursday. Oh, my Lanta. Anybody else going live today? Let's find out. We'll catch you out there. Peace. Later, Gators. Adios, muchachos. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by again. Much appreciated. There's nothing like having at least one person along for the ride. You know what I mean? It just makes it that much more interesting. Because then I don't think I'm totally crazy. Because just, me and Kiwi, I mean, she's good enough as it is. But, man, she drives me bonkers. At least this way I get to talk and somebody's listening, I think. But whether they listen or not, at least I'm talking to myself. And I'll listen to myself later on. But anyhow, y'all stay classy. Come on.